Well, I think we have somebody else in the green room here.
It is going to be cool to meet you in June, my friend.
It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to be hyped for that.
But yes, we do have somebody else in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, welcome our next guest, Huckaby. How you doing, sir?
Oh, what's going on, man? This is going to be the complete opposite of Rob Killjoy. Because
I figured, Unc, I saw your face. You did not appreciate the pawn jokes at all.
No. Let me tell you something. I love Rob Killjoy, but I hate Rob Killjoy. I would have called him Two Quack Shaduck. You know what I'm saying? he really. You can take Killjoy. You can take that. You know what I'm saying? Being that I took all of Killjoy's merchandise ideas and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to selling merch, you can have that free of charge, Killjoy.
That should be his next shirt.
I'm Two Quack
Shaduck. Two Quack Shaduck. That should be.
And he should do a copy of the All Eyes on Me CD cover. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, just put all ducks on me.
I have to be cordial though, and I'll tell you why, bro.
I'm fixing it.
I paid Rob Killjoy
mm-hmm.
to come to my son's birthday party because he's my son's favorite wrestler.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so he didn't have long. He was hot shotting, and the hot shot went like this. So it was ridiculous. I think he drove 2 hours to get here to then drive 3 hours to work an event. I was like,
that's Killjoy.
But that's him. Awesome. And I was, dude, it made my son's, it made his thing to see his favorite wrestler and get a shirt and all that shit.
That is awesome. I already have it down there. Hashtag two Quack Shaduck.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And I appreciate that coming from a merch guru to merch guru. That I love it. I appreciate it.
Well, like I said, I just stole, the great ones they steal, and I just stole all of Killjoy's merchandise ideas and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and just implemented that.
That is true.
Well, we got another guy who produces merch. We actually showed his sizzle reel at the very beginning of the show, so if you didn't see it, go check the beginning of the show out. It's right after the opening video. There's like a 15-second heat clip.
Shout out to Risk, Nick Ojeda, owner and CEO and creative of Wrestle Inc. Uncle Huck, you may want to reach out to him. Actually, I did tell him about you.
That's the thing. So that's the thing. Before we get into this match or, match, fight, whatever you want to call it, one thing I have learned is that, you want to do as much as possible for yourself when it comes to merch and stuff. And so my trios tag team, the All-Star Special, we make our own merch. We make our own shirts, shot glasses, beer koozies, oven mitts. If you was at WrestleK this past year, like everything on our merch table, we basically make coloring books, coloring pages for kids. Like we all do that stuff in-house.
Oh, nice. No, we were there. We
were there. I got one. I think I have it actually. It's getting former right now. Thank you, Miss Kate. I appreciate that. You have this man. No, Ron, he's not kidding. He literally had a suitcase bag full of merch. Kind of opened it up. It was just full
I'm trying to remember where the hell he
random
was.
gimmicks.
We were on the same side as Kerry and Ricky Morton.
That's why. So you were on the opposite edge from us because we were all the way up against the wall.
Yeah,
it's beautifully done, by the way.
Yeah, the shot glass looks dope.
Yeah, so we do all this stuff in the house, man. The less we have to pay out to more people, the less we have to pay out to people, the more money we can make. So
that's respect for that.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm dealing with. That's the reason I'm dealing with Risk because Risk can make all this shit and not kill me on price tag. Mm-hmm. So my ROI is greater.
Return up. Exactly. That's exactly what it's all about.
Look, all I worry about is the ROI.
Mm-hmm. Me too. That's why we have a pro. Well, Hanson has a pro wrestling tees. Mine got shut down during 2020. But that's why I don't really care about having a pro wrestling tees because they'll sell the shirt for $20 and you might make $6 off a shirt.
Right. So my thing is this. I've been trying to tell people for years that I stand on trying to not lose money doing anything. Mm-hmm. And some people are like, well, you're going to lose money on everything. I'm like, no. Mm-hmm. You're not always going to lose money. Well, how can you prove that? Simple. I taxed a toilet paper company every time I wipe my ass. Leave me alone. Like, I just tell people to get them to off because I don't want to deal with, if they don't believe how to do it, there's no point in explaining it to them.
Yep. So, all right. So let's talk about the matter at hand.
Yeah.
We can talk about merch offline. Let's talk about the
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Hey,
Thank
definitely.
you for reining us back in.
Now,
Huck.
Well,
I heard y'all say something like this was for a title.
Yes.
Oh man, I do love titles.
I mean, you are quite the collector, sir, of shiny things. You are.
I am. I will say this. You know, it's funny. Maurice, he's a young guy in wrestling, and man, he has a big ass mouth, doesn't he, y'all?
I saw the promo.
Which one?
He called you soft. He called you soft. How do you feel about that? Maurice
You know,
calling you soft.
at first, get rid of the promo pic, y'all. I want to see y'all faces.
okay.
I will say this. At first, I called him a punk ass because he's young. He's a punk ass. He's running his mouth. And now I realize that Maurice Moss is a hypocrite. You know, let's be honest. We know his family. He's a preacher's kid. You know, and he should know that being egregious means being prideful. Mean that you wanna stand out and not always, and most of the time, not in a positive way. You know, and the last time I checked, pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. So you can't be egregious and then get on Facebook and post some Christianity. You can't be on some peace God shit and then call me soft and call yourself egregious. Like, what is it, man? I mean, it's cool. I mean, you talk about living in the streets, but I know your family, Maurice. Like, you come from a good family, man. Like, your stepmom makes cookies for people. Like, come on, man.
Huh.
Wow.
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 Yeah, he's
I mean,
keeping it real. I mean,
He's just
keeping it real.
cooking.
He's keeping
Like,
it
he's
real.
just
I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now. Like, everybody else is talking about. Everybody else is going to shoot. Everybody else is going to come up here and do some wrestling stuff and talk wrestling program. Kind of like Killjoy. I love Killjoy's gimmick. You know what I'm saying? But this is not going to be a wrestling match, and I don't care about having a banger, and I don't care about stealing the show. I don't care about having the best match. None of that stuff. Like, I just want to put this kid in his place. Because you hear vets such as myself in my class and the classes before me, and we're always talking about the disrespect from these young kids. I think we saw a status on Facebook going around where this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, but this guy was complaining about wrestling for $20. You know, and when I first got into wrestling 18 years ago, I wrestled for almost a year and a half without getting paid. And then the first time I got paid, the promoter gave me $5, and I was happy as shit. You know, because that night I could go to McDonald's and buy me something to eat, and I wouldn't be using my own money. I would actually buy me something to eat based off of the money I made wrestling. You know, and now these kids, they think now they just have this sense of entitlement that they haven't earned. You know, when you're in the locker room with guys like Damian Wayne and Mark James and my man Nick and Joe Black and all these guys, you know, and then you have the nerve to have this. You walk around with this chip on the shoulder like we owe you something when you haven't done anything in this business. You know, you call me a 40 miler, but really, bro, where have you been outside North Carolina? You know what I'm saying? You work at Firestar. Like, I was working at Yeah, and you know this, Devin.
You
like,
told
I
me
was
to
working
go to
at Firestar.
Yeah.
Bro, I was working at Firestar when they was running the Boys and Girls Club in Greensboro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was main eventing Firestar with AR Fox and all of them, and Samoa Joey and other guys, Aaron Biggs, when they was running the Boys and Girls Club before Cedric Alexander got signed to WWE. Like, I was there. I was one of the first people to wrestle. I was one of the first vets to wrestle for Firestar when they got the building on Medley Street. So for him to run off and talk this trash and say that the streets don't need me, they don't need this, is like, bruh, everywhere that you're wrestling at, I've already been there. I've already main evented in those buildings. I've already made my mark. Like, you were looking up to me when you was a trainee. Your dad was looking up to me and asking me for advice when he was a trainee. Like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Let me take a sip of my drink. Okay. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Well, so here's my thing. First off, we did have somebody say in regards to the merch, they said can't lose money if you know how to make it. That's right. Now, Tommy Scott chimed in. He's a fan. He said Maurice Moss is retaining that title. Tommy, we'll talk about that later.
Ooh,
Tommy, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Tommy. Have you ever seen me wrestle? You see these hands right here, Tommy? I wear a size 16 ring. You know what I'm saying? I have to get my rings custom ordered, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard y'all earlier when y'all said, "Oh, Huckaby chops just as hard as James Drake." No, I chop harder than James Drake.
No, that was him. I said
you were up there.
That
you were
was
up there.
that
Didn't
was
say didn't. I didn't want to put one over the other.
I
No.
said I've seen Randy Wayne throw a chop. I have seen JD Drake throw a chop, and I've seen you do it on video. And I said that you will put your hand through Maurice Moss's chest.
Oh, definitely. I plan on waving high to the people behind him.
Good God.
Ow.
See, this match is what we call a humbling experience. He needs to know everybody, like my mom used to tell me, my dad told me all the time growing up, everybody can't be Billy Badass. You know, some of us just have to learn that we're just good at math. Let that sink in for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, I think we may have a retort. But
we do. Hang on.
Yeah, but
Majestic Maurice, Will Huckaby. She has seen you at Southern Honor a few times.
Ask her. Ask Maurice. She'll tell you.
Dude,
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that's the thing, Huckaby. You used to go, or I don't know if you still do, go by the Incredible Huck. You're a monster. You're a total package. Not only are you a heavy hitter, but you get high. You have speed. You can high fly yourself. I've seen you do it.
Man, him and John Davis would be a good matchup.
Oh man, look, John Davis is my OG, man.
That dude, hell yeah, that dude. I would love to see
John
that.
He's given me so much advice and so much great critique, man. Like, I would literally feel bad standing across the ring from John Davis because I would want to win, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to see him lose.
I would love to see that one.
That'd be a fun match.
But yeah, I see Maurice and he's talking all this trash and he's talking about, the streets don't need you. And I'm like, what do you know about the streets? You grew up in the suburbs, man. Like that's why they made sidewalks for cats like you. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a tough guy.
Damn.
You're just going at him.
Maurice Moss asked, "How do I join this?"
Oh, bring him on! Hey, bring him! Hey, send him the link. We can go at it right now.
Hold on. He is actually just getting backstage. Welcome to the show, Maurice Moss. We gotta set up something here.
Go ahead. Bring the youngin' on.
Yo. There he is. He's here.
Maurice.
Hey man, are you sitting in your parents' kitchen right now?
William, you cease. You just don't cease to make yourself sound stupid, bro.
I just want to know, are you sitting in your parents' kitchen?
I haven't stopped because first of all, you come on here and podcast where you talking about our match, and you spend like the first 10 minutes talking about merch that nobody buys from you. Like, let's be real. Let's be real for a second, Will. And then get to the real stuff. You talk about my family and where I come from and how I don't know the streets, but this is yet another example of when I said that you know nothing about me. Because if you did, you would know that the people who you're talking about makes cookies and that preacher, those are my cousins. Not my parents. I didn't grow up with them. I grew up in Hickory, North Carolina, on the streets of Hickory, North Carolina.
The dangerous streets of Hickory.
Talking. Wait your turn. I ain't done talking. Now listen, Will. You talk a whole bunch of crap, and you talk it proud. You say it with your chest and everything. But I already told you, the streets don't need you no more, bro. There's a new chief on the block. There's a new chief on the block who's coming and who's doing a lot of renovating and a lot of gentrifying. And you're the first one on the list, Will. And I can see it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a little nervous. You seem a little nervous. You seem a little scared because you talking and you laughing and you having a good time. But the Will I knew when he knew that he actually had a good match coming, like something he needed to prepare for, he was focused, determined. which means that you're not taking me seriously, which means that you're making the biggest mistake of your life. You're proving every single thing I said, Will. See,
Maurice, are you done?
advice. Y'all giving
Are
me
you finished?
a lot of advice about how matches are supposed to go, and you hop on here and you take 10 minutes not even talking about us.
Are you finished?
Hold on. Let him. We had him rebuttal more. Let Huckaby go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, Maurice, because obviously you follow my career. How often do you see me cut promos on people? Let's say in the last 3 years, how often do you see me cut promos?
Rarely.
So that means if I take time out of my busy schedule to talk about you, that definitely means something, right?
Well, you didn't have a choice.
Oh, I know I had the choice. There's always a choice.
You didn't have a choice.
I don't see here, like I told you before, Maurice. See, I have to thank you. I really have to thank you because I literally was being very content doing the tag team thing with Hold My Beer Hansen and J2 Strong, and I was content being a tag team wrestler. And I have to thank you, Maurice, because I'm now that fire inside me to be a singles wrestler again. Oh, that fire is burning, Maurice. Like that desire to put a person in this place and to remind people who I am. Because what you fail to realize is that while you think that I've gone soft, that's not it. See, there's an old saying, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but I'm not peaceful and I'm not smiling and joking because I'm not capable of great violence. I am smiling and joking because I've created violence and I've done harm to several people. And now I've earned the right to sit back and enjoy myself. Don't think that because we're sitting here talking about merch and making money, don't think because you see me laughing and joking and having my little adult beverage that I'm not taking you serious. See, what you don't know, Maurice, the Will Huckaby that you used to know, that they used to whisper about, stayed drinking all the time. Every time you saw me, I had an alcoholic beverage and a cigarette in my hand. So when I come to the ring, best believe I'm gonna have me a fifth in my hand. Best believe I'm gonna have a cigarette behind my ear, and best believe I have really bad, cruel intentions when it comes to you.
I look forward to it, Bill. I really am. Just like I said the other day, like I want that from you. I didn't want the All-Star Will. I mean, I came up there. I've seen a couple of shows. Like I worked with Sue Draw. I've been watching IWE stuff like that. I've seen the shows, and you cannot. I can't tell you how disappointed I was. Like I saw a man who walked like Will, he talked like Will, and he looked a lot like Will, but he definitely wasn't Will. And so I'm glad you're telling me that that's not who I'm gonna get on Friday, because I know if that was who I was gonna get, it was gonna be a little bit too easy. But you're still making the mistake of thinking that just because you plan on going back to your old ways, that means anything. You're going back to your old ways, Will. I'm staying in my ways. And my ways has worked for a very long time. And it's worked against people of your liking. You can ask them. So you can underestimate me all you want. You can come over here and act like you're really not worried about it and talk about how you're bringing the violence back. But the fact of the matter is, Maurice Moss is a man who brought William Huckaby out of his shell, and he's a man who's going to put him right back in it. Once I'm done with you, you're not going to be away from North Carolina for a decade because you're banned. You're going to be away because you got humiliated. You got embarrassed. You got showed up by the egregious one. And whatever excuse you may have afterwards, whatever praise you may be trying to give, I really don't want to hear it. Because like I said, my plan is to take up all y'all's blocks that y'all made, left, and did nothing with, and make a new block and actually do something with it. So once I'm done with you, I'm coming for everybody behind you. That means Joe, if he want it, he can get it. Anybody that is on your level, anybody who you're trying to defend right now, if they don't agree with what I'm saying and what I'm doing, they can get it. But you're the first one, Will, and I understand that kind of scares you because, like you said, I did a lot of research on you, but it really seems like you still haven't done a lot on me. Obviously, because you're talking out your neck, you don't really know what you're talking about. But I'm here to inform you a little bit that Maurice Moss is not to be played with. I can be a preacher's son, but every saint was a sinner once. You understand?
So, Maurice, you call yourself a sinner. And see, let me tell you a story. So one time it was snow. I was in West Virginia, and it was like 14 degrees outside, and I was out there with no shirt on, smoking a cigarette. And this fan came out, and she said, "Aren't you cold?" And I said, "No, ma'am." And she said, "How can you stand out here in 14-degree weather while it's snowing and not be cold?" And I said, "Ma'am, my hatred keeps me warm." See, Maurice, a lot of people are sinners. A lot of people have demons. But over the past 40 plus years, I've made peace with my demons. They've become my closest friends. And so, no, Maurice, I'm not going to say I'm not worried about you because, like I said before, any man with a heartbeat in two hands can win. But I can't tell you. Actually, I'm going to say this first. You should never guarantee anything in wrestling. You know, that's an old adage. Never guarantee anything in wrestling and never put down your opponent because if they win, you've been beaten by nobody. And if you lose, if you lose, you've been beaten by nobody. And if you win, you've beaten a nobody. With that being said, let me say this, Maurice. You are a nobody in my world. You have done nothing in my world. And I'm not coming to beat you. I'm not coming to win. I'm going to steal your fucking manhood, boy. I'm gonna put you back in your fucking place. See, you sit there and you smile and you think with all your braggadocio and with all your fancy moves, you think that's enough. You think that with your cardio and the fact that you can wrestle 20, 30, 60 minutes, that that's what it's going to take. You think because you have youth, that that's what's going to take. Maurice, I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I've been blown up. I've been run over by an 18-wheeler. I've had Al-Qaeda try to kill me, and I had a heart attack last year. And none of that could put me under. Do you actually think I'm going to let some 20-year-old punk ass be the death of me? Do you really think I'm going to let you, with your abs and your little fancy hairdo and your egregious and your big words, and I'm the Rick Ross of pro wrestling, do you actually think I'm going to let you beat me? I'll take a count out. I'll get DQ'd before I let you get a win on me, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Unlike you, I am willing to die in that wrestling ring now. I don't think you're willing to take it that far. You laugh and you joke and you talk about, oh, I want the old Will Huckaby, but you have no idea who the old Will Huckaby is. See, this is the Huckaby that got slammed through a car windshield by his best friend. And you know nothing about that. You have no idea how dark this mind goes. You have no idea what I'm willing to do when pushed to that limit. And now, because you keep running your fucking trap, you've pushed me to that limit. So yeah, when you step into the ring Friday night, be prepared to die because I'm willing to die in that ring. See, I already have health insurance, I have life insurance, so my family will be taken care of. But I am willing to die Friday night to prove a point. You understand me? This is not wrestling anymore. This is not a promo. This is real shit. This is Will Huckaby talking to whatever your real fucking name is now. My name, Will Huckaby, is not a gimmick. I'm Will Huckaby. I'm married. I got 6 kids. 2 of my sons have autism. All right. I have a transgender son. This is real life now. And what you're not going to do is come on this podcast when I've graciously allowed you to come in and take up some of my time to talk and disrespect me. I'll beat your ass from the locker room to the concession stand to the parking lot. You understand me? I don't give a shit about winning your title. I'm going to take that as well, but I want your manhood. And like I tell people all the time, after I fuck you up, I'm going to fuck you. You understand me? Yeah, I said it exactly like that. That's what I'm going to do to you. I'm taking your manhood. I'm taking your pride. You will not be in pro wrestling again after Friday. Do you understand me?
You done? You finished?
Now go, hey, now Steven, go ahead and cut him off now so we can talk.
Oof.
Jesus Christ.
He wanted the old Huckaby. He got the old Huckaby.
I mean,
Oof.
damn.
That got a little intense there.
Well, it was already going so good I needed a smoke and a drink, so I decided to go outside and
cheers, Saint. I'm drinking with you.
I got nothing
cheers
right
to
now,
you,
but
brother.
I'm going to need a drink and a cigar after all that. Ooh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, I travel with the humidor in my gear bag, so
that's good to know.
Never go to a show without smoke. Never.
Huck,
Hell, you opened the bag. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I was about to say. I think Maurice just opened the bag and let out the. Ooh, he let a lot out. He better be prepared for this Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I hate going out. I hate letting people take me out of character. My wife says it all the time. She's like, "Don't let people take you out your bubble." And I'm like, I don't do disrespect. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I've bumped heads with a lot of my vets and a lot of people I call my mentors, like Damian Wayne and guys like that. And I've disagreed with them. You know what I'm saying? But I've never disrespected them as men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And in my generation, respect was all we had in this business, and he has no respect for this business. That's like Ray Lewis saying, "Who the hell is Lawrence Taylor?" You know what I'm saying? You don't shit on the people that paved the way for you. You don't do that.
Do you think he thinks he feels he has something to prove, not just to you, but to himself, that if he can get one over you, it's like he's there? Like if he gets out one of the OGs, then he has a notch in his belt. Like what do you think it is? That's that mindset.
I think that unfortunately he wasn't paying attention during training when they told him that professional wrestling is a marathon and not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? You've only been in this business for 2, maybe 3 years. You don't know jack shit about this business. You know what I'm saying? I've made every bad move and mistake that you can make in pro wrestling, and I fought my way back to get my respect. Go ahead.
Just off of this interaction, because I've never spoke to you before. All right, I'm sitting here like the matches I would like to see this guy have is just what's running through my brain right now, because I did go and watch some of your footage to understand who I was at least talking to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, well, I should say, yeah, who I was talking to. I had no idea what I was talking to. You know what I'm saying? By that, like, I already said the boy needs to have his next of kin notified before this match. I said that earlier in the show. I'm actually gonna do him a solid favor and go pull up the accidental death and dismemberment insurance paperwork I send out occasionally to people, and send that to him. It's from the Hartford, so it's a good insurance company that'll take care of him for after this match. I just hope he gets his paperwork done in time.
Yeah,
I think like I said, guys, I apologize for you know.
No,
that's
I
what we do.
apologize.
It's what we're all about. It's raw, uncut. That's why we don't do. The only structure we have is we're going to start at 8:15. The next person come on at 8:20. We'll give you 5 to 10 minutes. That's the only structure we have. Everything else,
we done blew out the water too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To whoever's next, I apologize, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you on Friday.
It's fine. Actually, it worked out. I tried to send a message to everyone else. I don't think we will be getting them else, and I think that's probably a good thing. It worked out because I was.
Well, y'all let me know. Yo, you let me know when you want me to leave, because damn it.
No. No, that's the other thing about this. We aren't the run of the mill podcast crew that goes and we have a set list of questions. Hey, Will, did you get your script? Because there ain't a fucking script for this show. We don't do scripts here. We do what we want to do. And it works really well for our audience because they know.
Yeah, I watched a couple. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this show, man. I try to watch it whenever I can, and even if I can't watch it, I'll go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? After it becomes available.
Yeah, he posts a couple comments every now and then around when he's watching, so I appreciate that a lot.
I've seen a couple comments, but I never knew who the hell it was. I'll be honest with you.
The funny thing is, we were.
It didn't register who it was.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like before, even with this show's night, he actually reached out. Hey, I need to get on. I'm like, yeah, let's have you on. We'll give you an hour. It'd be great. And it just kind of worked out that hey, you're going to be on the Hit Club Pro show. You might as well just come on anyways.
Look at God. Won't he do it? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for any fans who are listening, if you are within 3 hours of Lexington. So that's anywhere from Bristol, Virginia to Raleigh, North Carolina, even down to, South Carolina and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say
be there about 3 hours.
I'm not gonna be like Killjoy and say, oh, this match is worth the price of admission, because it's not. That's probably gonna be Killjoy versus David Ali or one of the other matches. Cool. But if you want to see a dead body, this is the match to see.
I've seen enough of those.
Because one of us is not, I'm telling you right now, one of us is not walking out. Like, we're not walking out underneath our own fucking power. I was deadly serious, and I told him he doesn't understand. Like, I'm willing to die now in that wrestling ring. You know what I'm saying? What is wrong with your screen?
Man, his camera's glitching out. Hey, look, maybe it's Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six taking over his feed. I don't know.
Nah, you know what it is? It's that he has cheap ass internet. That's what it is.
Well, I can't help that. I turned mine off. I turned mine off just in case it was glitching. Like, I turned my Wi-Fi off but
it's crazy, man. You know, dude. But the thing with Maurice is, like, we've all been where he's at as far as wrestlers go. It's like, you know, you're the hot new shit on the block. You're starting to get some notice. People are starting to mention your name and stuff, and now you want to take it to the next level. And you feel like, oh, I can only take it to the next level if I beat this guy up here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like that. And for me, the person who knocked me down back down a couple pegs was Damian Wayne. Actually, Damian Wayne and Mark James. They knocked me down the peg. It was like, hey, you're good, but you're not here yet. You will be.
I know of both of them guys. I think I know Damian Wayne a little bit better, only because of Virginia. But dude, promo alone, this talked people into the building. There's no doubt about that.
To the powers that be at Hit Club, if you're watching this, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't care if that discussion sold one more ticket, because it's not about tickets now. Usually, I'm a businessman, and I'm about making money, and I'm about doing what's best for business. And this is not about business anymore. So I don't care if we sold one more ticket. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it's personal. Like, now you insulted you've gone beyond insulting me as a wrestler. Now you've insulted me as a man. You know what I'm saying? And that I will not stand for.
No.
You know, that's like a man coming to your house.
That's a lesson that's learned. And it's something that, you know, as I'm saying, as I grow older, it's a hard lesson to learn. And sometimes it takes a fight to learn that lesson the hard way.
Exactly.
And I think Maurice is going to learn that the hard way. If you have time, since with us, why don't you help us with some predictions here on this card tonight?
Okay, what's up?
One's good. There we go.
What the hell? Why did you take me off air?
That wasn't me. I'm telling you, this stream is glitching, bro.
We want to talk about you without you listening in.
Yeah.
No, well, that's the bad thing. I'm in the green room. I can hear you.
This guy.
Jesus. But, you know, it's okay if you're talking about me. That means any publicity is good publicity.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
I don't believe
that. Look at Vince McMahon. Look at Vince McMahon. All publicity is not good publicity.
Okay. In that case, I get
some controversy sells tickets or whatever the saying goes, but not. Yeah.
In my case, it's worked out. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
In my case, it's worked out very well.